Here's a couple that I made, but then a couple of my friends I had exploited. I told them, hey, use me a picture. Okay, so sometimes color can convey an idea in a cosplay for us. My nephew there in the corner is a perfect example of that. We know that he is a dog, hands down. Every place that we stopped at during Halloween, they threw candy at him because they knew who he was. And they knew that he was the blue one, and he had to be the blue one because blue is the coolest, apparently, for me. But yeah, you know, sometimes when it comes to that, it takes just a little bit of color to convey that. Or if we go ahead and completely flip the script, if we change it from orange, it'd be something completely different. We still get the idea, but now that we know that it's not coordinated with the same one thing. Depending on the shades and hues of the color you've chosen, you can convey a specific mood. We talked about this earlier, of the person seeing their costume. So if you have, let's say, a good version would probably be, if you see, what is the name? Okay, I'll just go back to Steven Universe because that's what I'm doing right now, and out the top of my head. I love your color. That's so great. Like, if you go back to Garnet, for her first suit, it was a lot of blacks, a lot of deep colors, and with just the shots of hot pink. So she had the kind of mystery to her. You didn't quite understand her, but you wanted to find more. You wanted to be more intrigued because you knew there was something that kind of sparked your interest, which was that hot shot of pink in her chest, but the rest, it was just very unclear with her. But not only that, there's also the mood that she's giving. The color kind of goes ahead and brings it down as well, like when you go into this, it's just a very murky feeling. For here, you go ahead and you see the different colors. You can tell what kind of characters they are just by even the hues, the saturations of it. My niece as a minion, I can't stand those movies anymore. I watch them way too much.
My family watches them. My friend April's a huge fan. She's always posting minion memes.
I can't do it. She's not allowed on Facebook. So, with how bright and attractive her yellow is, like you could see her for miles. She's very upbeat, very out there, very outgoing, just like the minions are. They're all very bright, happy colors, very mischievous, very active. Same with the dragon. The dragon, she was lurking around at Otakon last year, if you guys saw her. She was kind of skulking with the deep red. She was lurking around corners, all that kind of really, really cool stuff. And what I wanted to point out those shoes. Anybody think of having a Street Fighter cosplay with those shoes? Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, with those, even though her entire outfit is deep saturated with the lack of color with the black, those pop out the most. So as soon as you see it, you see her shoes. Like nothing else, and then that goes ahead, that leads up to different parts of her outfit. That was makeup. Now, eye color, I went ahead and I definitely pointed out with contacts earlier. The contrast in color draws the most attention. So that's why when you go ahead and you see the Yoruichis down at Otakon, you see the deep purples and then you see the shots of yellow in their eyes. With the contrast in colors, whenever you go ahead and you turn the one down and the other one pops, a lot of that times that works really well with contacts. So especially if you, or even with regular eyes, if you have, let's say if you have hazel eyes, sometimes it's brown and green and brown and blue. You can go ahead and you can use that orange for the blue to really go ahead and make the blue pop, especially when you're taking pictures. And with the green, you can go ahead and you can definitely use a little bit of red, just enough to make it shoot. Of course, and made you look, and then a couple of other things. Now with brown eyes, you can go ahead and you can definitely go crazy because it's a neutral. And sometimes if you have black eyes or like brown eyes so deep that it's black, because it's almost the absence of color, you can really go crazy with that. Let's see right here. The lipsticks. One point with lipsticks I definitely wanted to make was that depending on the lip size when you're donning your costume, it depends on whether you want to age yourself, if you're cosplaying someone older than you or younger than you. When you want to go ahead and age yourself, the quickest way to do that is to darken the color of your lipstick. When you go ahead and you do that, the eye immediately sees it and actually starts aging you. Whereas when you use a lighter lipstick, you go ahead and you look more youthful. And then of course neutrals kind of, because of the loss of color, because the eye doesn't see the normal level of color, you look a little dead. So it's perfect for like zombies and stuff like that. There.
You can really knock them dead that way.
Pretty much.